Good evening, viewers, and good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, Imolites. Welcome to Where the People Show. Where the People Show is a social discussion program and interview session that we use to promote good governance, public discussions, and discuss on topical issues concerning Nigeria and concerning Imo State. And today we are going to focus mainly on Imo State. I'm your regular anchor, Obidima Ako, and this program is coming to you live from Vancouver in Canada, and it's part of the Universal Heritage Television Nigeria programs that we use to promote good governance. All right, today we are going to be looking at the state of governance in Imo State. The governor of Imo State has been re-elected for the second tenure and is running to catch up with his 1 year in office. And a lot of political activities have been going on, like appointment of aides and policies of government going on. So today we want to take a critical look at the state of governance in Imo State. And secondly, we also want to look at the opposition. How is the opposition conducting themselves in Imo State? Do we actually have opposition? And if you have, what are they doing? Are they living up to their biddings? Are they living up to their responsibilities? And then even the citizens, what are the citizens also doing? What kind of followership, what kind of, citizenship are they displaying, vis-a-vis governance in the state? So, to discuss this issue with me this evening is a very social critic, a social commentator of repute, a man respected for his principled views and opinions on issues. And his name is Prince Mike Akubeze. Prince Mike Akubeze, like I said, is a public commentator and a social critic. He's also the executive director of Justice and Equity Group. Prince Mike, you're welcome to We the People.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ako, and good evening, Imo Light, and good evening, Nigeria.
Okay, Mr. Mike is joining us from, I guess, from Owerri, or are you joining us from Abuja? Abuja.
Abuja.
Okay, yeah. But then I know you are, also resident in Imo State, so you will be talking
Oh,
from
yes, yes,
the point
yes.
of experience. Yeah. All right. So let's get to the discussion for the day. The state of governance in Imo State as our introduction. Can you, give a reflection of what you think is the state of governance today in Imo State?
Thank you very much for this question. The state of governance in Imo State since 2022 is nothing to write home about. It's nothing to write home about because we have bad governance. The government of the day is not doing what it's supposed to do. They are not providing the necessary things they're supposed to provide for the populace, especially the common man. You can't tell me that for the past 5 years, the governor, APC governor Zoom office, there's no single factory he can build in Imo State. There's no single infrastructure employment agency that will employ people. He has built in Imo State. And you check this vis-a-vis compare with the money coming to the state treasury from both the internally generated revenue, from the federal government allocation, from the Niger Delta revenue, from the many other sources where having to get money. And you sit atop a state like Imo State, where the masses, we have a lot of youths that are graduating every year. There's no job. You can't tell me that at this present time, you cannot empower your citizenry, create jobs. Our
Yeah,
former governor Sam Bakwe.
yeah, but if you say
Hello.
if you say the governor has not created jobs, sometime before the governor's election, there was this promise made by the governor in a video that went viral where he promised that he was going to train youths in ICT in Imo State, and of course he's going to assist them to get jobs outside of Nigeria. In fact, he said Imo State government was going to pay for their air fares to those countries, and they were going to get jobs in um, Europe, America, Canada, and all the rest. So, are you saying that the ICT program did not produce
Mm.
employable? youth from Imo State, and they're not getting the jobs.
That, that should be if there is such an ICT scheme that was mapped out by the governor in reality, not that as a campaign promises. And if you check this kind of thing, that a governor is encouraging the citizenry to japa, why not create job and allow them to work in this state and contribute to the development of the state and pay taxes? If you are coming about the governor equipping the youth or arming the youth with anything, what I know about 3 years ago, he shared some rabbits to some citizens in Imo State. I don't know how far with the rabbits, and the many people, the money they allocated for sharing of those three rabbits to those people, they are selected errand boys. Was nothing to write home about, because I don't understand why a governor should be sharing rabbits to to graduates, to people from Imo State of all states. It's not amusing, but it's amusing at the same time. So I don't think that the governor have any plan for creating job for the states.
Okay. I saw a recent outburst, if I would say, you wrote about, some would say diatribe, you wrote about the situation of governors in Imo State with respect to the appointments made by the government. I mean, can you shed more light on that?
My brother, for the first time, you are from Imo State. I'm from Imo State. You and I have sat down on many fora. We discuss about how to make sure that the Imo State, we take Imo State to the year, Imo State of the past glory. But unfortunately, what our governor is doing, I don't think maybe he's emulating other states from the other side of Nigeria, where they use a political appointment to settle the boys. Because I don't see the reason why the governor of Imo State, as of 2024, is employing 109 aides, 25 commissioners, 9 SSA, 4 chief of staffs, 4 chief of staff. My brother, total of 109, total of people he employed to advise him. And if you check this very well, these people, most of them are the people that is advising him in his first tenure. Because I don't see any reason why will have such a number of people advising you, and they will not advise you to govern your state the way it's supposed to govern. Imo State is since 2020 is an autopilot. There is nothing developmental indices I'm seeing in the state, and I am not surprised, because there is no policy. The government of the day doesn't have a policy statement. You can ask them now to show us what the plan they have for the pregnant women. What plan do they have for teachers? What plan do they have for youth? What plan do they have for entertainment industry in the state? What plan do they have to cite one industry in maybe each three of the three geographical zones we have in the states, if they cannot do it in the 27 states? But we have some back that did it in 1979, when the allocation coming to the states is nothing to compare with what we are getting from the both the federal government and internally generated revenue. See, like the government will tell us, even they cannot even pay salary. So what are they doing with their money? That's what we should be asking ourselves. Are they sharing this money among themselves? We're just asking questions, not that we are concluding, but what are they doing with the money according to the state for the past 5 years? You build a road, yes. I applied the road of Owerri Okigwe and the Owerri Olu road. The two roads he built, though is what it's supposed to do, but federal road, the federal government will refund the money. But when they refund the money, we might not be told. Understand? But that's what the government is elected to do. We elected it to do this kind of things. But when you do it, you think that you have done a lot. You have never done a lot. You are there to make your people happy. This is a common the allocation is for the whole of the state. It's a common treasure for everybody. And then nobody's asking you to share the money. Use it to work for your people. Make a name, leave a legacy. All of us are talking about Mbakwe, that most of us we are not born when he was the governor. Why? You remember what he did, the
Yeah,
way he
but
served the state.
Mike, recently the governor had told us he has signed an agreement with an Egyptian company that is going to set up uninterrupted electricity in Imo State, probably because of what is happening in Abia State. So the governor may have taken up the initiative. He said he has signed a contract with an Egyptian company that is going to set up uninterrupted power supply in Imo State. The other time, the governor also talked about dredging the is it the Uguta Lake or the Rashi River, one of them, you know. And to my mind, somebody else might think these are laudable projects that should be, I mean, supported and encouraged and applauded for if actually they are happening. But now the question is, these projects, are they on or are they just mere promises, like you're saying? You know, you as somebody who is a boot on the ground in Imo State, do you think these things are, I mean, the balls are rolling in this direction?
Um, those things you mentioned about, especially the dredging of the sea Oguta seaport or whatever, it's a white elephant project. You ask yourself whether it's in the exclusive list or the concurrent list. Or are you just doing it to appease the chief of naval staff or your friends in the military? Are you you will tell us, so let us know. You are doing the job that is you're just is the governor always like to do federal jobs in Imo State. Even if you finish it, they will not give you the license to operate it. Get the license, show us the license. They will get a private individual that can do it on themselves with a PPP, private partnership arrangement. You
Yeah,
don't need
but
to spend
electricity,
more government money when you have a private prophet.
the issue, I think electricity has been stepped down from the exclusive list,
Now
going
I'm
by
talking about dredging of the sea. To be a sea, you want to build a seaport. Would they allow you to do that? It's in the exclusive list.
maybe he has an maybe he has something that is encouraging him to do that. Maybe because he's a member of the ruling party,
Let
the
him not
APC.
do the
He's a member of the ruling party at the center. Maybe they've
Mm.
given him a nod to go ahead. Who knows?
We don't need a nod. We need a black and white. You see it, bring it to your people. We have the billionaires from Imo State. When they say they can afford to do it themselves. We have people like you who are in abroad there. What the government needs is to contact you. Please, I need somebody, get us a company. We have approval from the federal government. You go there and scout for people, professionals. They have the technical know-how to come. They finance it. We have financiers that can finance such a project. And we start using money both to the state and the financiers. You don't need to waste the mega resources we have. You're supposed to build companies with 10 billion naira. You can establish factories and industry in Imo State that can be employing 2,000, 3,000 people in Imo Light, both indirect and indirect employment, creating job for the people. And once you do this insecurity in the land will be a thing of the past because many of these guys they would like to work instead of endangering their lives.
Yeah. So that brings us to the question of insecurity before I go to the next issue that I want us to talk about. Now, insecurity. Recently also, the governor, dish out, just like other governors are doing, several APC vehicles, and other gadgets to security
Mm,
formations in the state to fight insecurity.
yeah.
What is the situation of insecurity in Imo State? Because some time ago, some of the aides of the governor were everywhere saying that insecurity has been reduced to the barest minimum in Imo State, But we also had cases of policemen shot. Last week or last 2 weeks, two policemen killed along around the Cabo area, and then several other security skirmishes around the state. So do you think the governor is making progress security wise?
No, I know. What I'm just saying is showmanship from the governor because you don't fight insecurity with donating of cars every now and then. It's high time we start auditing the cars. Each previous and present governors of the state have been donating to this security apparatus every now and then. Remember, within Governor making head 7 months in office, there was fanfare at Heroes Square or thereabout where they donated a security. The day he launched his security network for the state, he donated more than enough. Governor Uzodinma came in within 1 month again. He donated more than enough security cars to the same security apparatus. Last month again, he donated. And what are they doing with these cars, my brother? Are they donating and reselling or what? Security now need intelligence. You can be in the comfort of your office or your home and make conduct intelligence gathering. and they prosecute it with a little or no fanfare. But all these ones, I don't. When I see it, I'm seeing media fanfare from the governors, because if me and you now, like I said, think about it. How many times are they donating this kind of things from this? We don't have the money. This is federal government job to donate security car. But every now and then, the governor of Imo State will be donating. This
Okay.
is not happening in other states.
Okay.
They can't
Apart
usually
from
they can't
intelligence,
security security.
you have mentioned intelligence gathering. Apart from intelligence gathering, what other way do you think the government should fight insecurity apart from intelligence gathering? And you've not also approved the fact of vehicle donation. So I mean, to your mind, what do you think should be the best way to approach the issue of insecurity?
The best way is that the governor, I think he made a mistake. Like the governor of Imo State made a mistake when he assumed office, and another person that made such a mistake, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo. You don't come to govern a state, you start dabbling into what is causing insecurity already, without going diplomatically. Then, when the state governor assume office, he distanced himself from such a thing and face governance, and governors faced him. Today, you are seeing the results because he's a focus-oriented man. He
But
came with
recently,
a purpose. He went to war.
but recently, we also witnessed a very terrible incident of insecurity in Abia State, where soldiers were killed by unknown gunmen.
Yes, that's there is a random like it. I think it happened the day they were celebrating their mourning their loved ones that died during the Biafran war, and the police tried to stop them, which I don't know why, because you don't those that allow people to mourn their dead ones the way they like to mourn. They have tradition to mourn their dead body. So I don't think after since then, Abia State Governor of Abia State Governor, I think they took a proactive step to curtail the situation from escalating. If it's in Imo State, that kind of thing
But
happen. Do you know
if
how many communities did, especially?
if the police stopped them like you said, does that justify the reason for, I mean, to kill? I mean, does it justify the reason to kill soldiers
No, no,
or
no, no, no,
anybody
no, no,
at
no.
all?
I'm in support of 100%. I'm in support of 100% to fish out the culprit, because the Nigerian police and Nigerian military are the symbol of peace, oneness, unity. If you tamper one with one trained Nigerian police or one any security operative trained by with Nigerian taxpayers, you have tampered with the whole country. So what I'm saying in essence is that it's not nobody should support such a inhuman treatment to a fellow human being, whether you're IPOB or whatever. You don't need to take any blood. What they did is unpardonable. What they did is unpardonable. They shouldn't have done that. But I think what I'm just saying that because it was when we experienced or heard that such a thing happened in Abia State. So we're not nobody should support such a thing. Nobody should support such a thing, my bro.
Okay, so let's go back to Imo State. The government of Imo State, through the Imo State Electoral Commission, ISEC, has announced for local government election, and people have jumped into the wagon already. You know, I've seen posters. You know, parties are already selling forms. People are jumping on around. You know, so what's your take on this election? Do you think it's going to be a free, fair, and credible election? Do you even think the election will hold in the first place? Let's start from there. Do you think the election, because we have several instances where, you know, these governors, you know, declare that they are going to hold election and they keep postponing and postponing until the tail end of their government. We saw that during Hakim. We saw that during which other government? Rochas did it also. You know, so do you think there's going to be a repetition of such? Because he is promising that election is going to hold. Do you think that election is going to hold, or do you see a shift? When the governor came in newly, he promised he was going to conduct election as quick as possible, as quickly as possible. That never happened. First tenor finished. We are into the second tenor, but now it seems he's ready. Do you believe him?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you hear me? Did you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for the question. You asked me multiple questions, which is related from
Yeah,
one to
but
the other.
start from the
So
first
first of
one.
all,
Do you believe he is
Yeah,
going
the
to
first
hold the
one is
election.
that then yes, I heard you very well. The first one is that if the election we hold, the election we hold, let me tell you why.
Why?
There is an impending case from Supreme Court, the federal government versus the state government about local government autonomy. So the governor knows that the Supreme Court might go the way of federal government and grant full autonomy to the local government. And by the grace of God, if they grant full autonomy to the local government, I think INEC will start conducting elections in all the 777 local governments in Nigeria. So the governor would like to beat the what he perceived to be a favorable result to the federal government by conducting this election now, so that whatever decision will not be taken aback. Any decision the Supreme Court will not take will cover only the states that haven't conducted a local government election. And the governor is going to use this opportunity now to settle the boys and hand over the 27 local governments in Imo State to them. There is not going to be a credible election and local government election. There is going to be election, but there is not going to be a credible election. All the APC we win the 27 local governments. The way APC won 27 House of Assemblies in Imo State, using force, using coercion, using state apparatus, using intimidation. But my brother, this kind of thing will end with this APC election coming up, because in 2027, Imo State are awake, Imo lights are awake. Other political parties. That's why I'm blaming. I don't know what is happening with the opposition. They should not be up and doing and mobilize their people,
Yeah,
because many people
I'm
are
actually
dissatisfied
coming
with
to
the
the.
APC in
I'm
Imo State.
actually coming to the issue of the opposition. We are going to talk about the opposition, but for now, let's talk about the. Let's focus more on the local government election. If actually is going to hold. So, what preparations are you seeing on ground in the various parties? Do you think we are going to have I mean, good participation from the populace, or are people going to see it as the normal party party thing? Because in several instances, most of these elections have turned out to be charades, where the government at the end of the day will just, still return their stooges. You see, maybe like Imo State has 27 local governments, and then you're gonna see like 27 over 27 of the governor's party. It has happened in, it's happening in almost all over the country. So do you see any iota of objectivity in this process, or do you think it's still going to be the same charade that we've seen in other places?
Okay. There is no credibility in the election coming up. The governor will use it to settle his boys. He will use it to prepare the boys for his political dominance and maybe political retirement post 2027. The 27 people that are going to win the election will be shortlisted and written and their names submitted and every other thing done in government house. They know who will win, because the ISEC person, the governor appointed as the ISEC chairman, is a card carrying member of APC. So there's no way a card carrying member of APC will conduct election and will be favor other political parties. And for instance, in my own local government, they have asked me to come and contest for the chairmanship of my local government. I declined. I don't want to participate in a card called election that will soil my reputation. Even if I win in such election, I will not be happy, because I know that there is no genuine election conducted. Even if my people voted for me, because if I come, they voted for me, they will protect my vote. But I will not be happy serving under APC government that doesn't have any plan for the people. So it's better we allow them to do their thing in the name of conducting local government election. And in truth, we know that there's not going to be a genuine local government election.
Okay, that's a form of vote of no confidence here on the process, you know. So let's come to the issue of the opposition. I mean, the opposition should be putting the ruling party on its knees. What do you see in Imo State? From the PDP, the Labour Party, and all other opposition elements. What do you see happening in Imo State? Do you think they're living up to their expectations and responsibilities, or have they been, either compromised, overwhelmed, or swept off by the governor or the present government?
My fellow comrade, there is no opposition in Imo State. Opposition in all the opposition political parties and their political leaders are in comatose. It's very, very unfortunate. The governor is having a few day in ruling the state anyhow he wants because there is nobody to tell him. No, opposition is not to fight the government in the first place. If you are in opposition, you are not fighting the governor. You are not fighting the government. You are meant to be an alternative idea. At times, if you like, you bring the ideas you have to the public or to the shop, to the governor, so that they will sit up. Or you bring out what they are not doing right. But in a state like Imo State, after the governorship election, these governors, their cases, they have cases in the court. They cannot even make any comment to when the governor is not getting it right, when the government is not getting it right. Everybody's like the governor, they're in the pocket or on bed with the governor. So the governor don't have any other choice than to do whatever he writes. That's the why he has the effrontery to appoint this kind of number of people and his cabinet in the first place in Imo State. This kind of thing is not encouraging. Like we said earlier, so opposition is allowing the governor to have the field day, and governor will be having a field day till 2027. And I don't know, by 2026 now they will start the perennial governorship candidates will start coming up from Abuja or wherever they are. I don't know why they are afraid to talk. You are not talking. You are talking to sell yourself, sell your policies. Tell us what the governor is not doing this one right. You are going to do it right. If that means all of them keeping quiet means that all of these guys are coming for their pockets, not for the masses. You cannot tell us what is the type the economy of Nigeria today and the market indices where the prices of goods are skyrocketing every day. There is no governor to even talk so that the masses will have a hope that they have some people that will talk and defend them. But in a situation of Imo State, everybody's sit down they look, and that's not how opposition is supposed to be.
Okay. Well, we hope things are gonna change, for better. But then let's look at the citizens of Imo State. Do you think you look at what is happening in Kenya today? Even though one would say that could be at the Nigerian level in terms of comparison, but now Imo State is still a sub-national, sub-unit of Nigeria. Look at what is happening in Kenya today. The citizens are standing up, resisting bad government policies, and in fact they have forced the government to, backtrack from its so-called financial bill that caused the uproar. So, but in Nigeria, we'll see worse things have happened than in Kenya, and people are swallowing it, people are stomaching it, and we're only suffering and smiling, like Fela said. So, what kind of citizens do you see? What kind of behavior are you seeing from the citizens in Imo State? Because it takes two, to tango, right? It takes the good leader and good followers. Do we actually have good followership with our citizens?
Okay. Thank you very much, my brother. We have good followers, but we doesn't have good leaders. Nigeria and Imo State, they are one of the best. Nigeria is one of the best countries you can lead if you're a good leader. We are not asking. Nigerians are not asking for much. Then when you bring it down to Imo State, it's like every other Southeast state, we're not asking for much for the government. Most of us are not interested in government work. Just make the environment conducive for our business to thrive. Give us the basic amenities that an average man need to survive. Make school fees affordable for the children so that we will love Imolites love going to school. So, but if when you are not paying, their parents are not being paid, they don't have the business is not the environment is not conducive for business. Many people are living out, moving out of the state. The state economy will suffer. Like this APC guy, the Cubana chief priest, according to him, he said he moved his business from Imo State. That's where we know he have a business because of his security. That's not a good one for the governor. Understand? He's a governor's friend, and he says such a thing. So when he says such a thing, the governor doesn't have the government doesn't have any.
It does seem the network has freezed. from Mike's end. The network has freeze. Okay, let me see if Mike can rejoin again and see if the network can improve. I think the network freeze. Let me see if it's going to improve. Okay. All right. So the program is still We the People on Universal Heritage Television, Niger. You can watch the program live as it's going on now on YouTube. You can watch it live on Facebook. You can also drop your comments on the comment section if you have anything to add or to ask or to contribute as the discussion goes on. Okay, so and yeah, I hope Mike will be able to join us again and conclude this discussion. It's a network issue, so I crave your indulgence. If you're watching us, please try and bear with us. It's a technology issue, and there's nothing we can do. Um, but in hoping that he will join back, you know. I'm trying to reconnect with Mike. Um, it's one of the challenges we have with network. I hope he connects back so we can continue with the discussion. Well, Mike is raising a lot of. Okay, I think it's back now. Yeah, Mike, are you back? Can you hear me? Are you back? Can you hear me?
I'm, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with
Okay,
you.
yeah, yeah. So that was a glitch in network. Okay,
Okay, okay.
yeah. So
So
continue.
I
Finish up.
was I was saying something there. Yes.
Yeah, finish up.
So I support what is happening going on in Kenya right now. Um, Africans are waking up. We are taking the government is supposed to be afraid of the people and the masses, and not the other way around, where the people will be afraid of the government. Once the government knows that the people knows their right, they can revolt at any time. When you bring up bad policies, they will be forced to sit up and make policies that will favor everybody. Like I was saying before, Omoyele Sowore used to talk about a revolution. What that guy means is that he wants want us to face out this bad leadership, the bad our this present crop of leaders who has sabotaged our common resources for their own selfish reasons. So we need to call them to order. Either through our actions, I will support that the one that will not be harmful to any of them. But any action that need to protest, I will support such a protest to go and tell them, like what is happening. The cost of living now in Nigeria. Nigerians are boiling. I've visited the north, visited the west and the south, and the east and south. I know what the youth are talking about. The thing has reached them at the neck. I don't think they will withstand it anymore. If the federal government and the state government doesn't do anything to alleviate the hunger in the land.
Okay. Well, as we hope that the government does something about it, let's look at the way we play politics in Nigeria. And I'm talking about the politics of election and election and election. Immediately an election is done, hardly would the person settle down in office and another issue of election comes up, as if the election is going to be credible. Now in Imo State, I'm sure the governor is not yet up to 1 year in office since after his re-election, and the issue of 2027. I mean, yeah, 2027 is popping up seriously. Now there is the issue of charter of equity that's like tearing the politicians apart. You have the likes of William Madi, fighting uh, the other commissioner under Hakim. I can't remember his name again. And then fighting Opoka.
Stokom, Stokom,
Yeah, you
Rex
see
Anonobi.
Rex Aranobi. fighting. You see Shavon. You see, a lot of people. The other day, Ajumbe was also on a national station talking about Charter of Equity in Imo State, and people are like, I mean, what the heck is going on in Imo State or in Nigeria? This guy just got re-elected. Tinubu just celebrated 1 year in office. Hope Uzodinma has not clocked 1 year in office. People are not talking about good governance. People are not talking about democracy, policies of governance, how it's affecting the people, and all of a sudden everybody is talking about 2027. So do you think these people are genuine in their concern, or do you think it's a distraction, kind of distraction to, I mean, distract people away from asking genuine questions about governance? Do you think these guys are really serious, about what they are saying concerning 2027?
Okay. First of all, I will start with Charter of Equity, Imo Charter of Equity. I've said it in many fora that
No,
His
no, no.
Excellency
We're
Hope
going to we're,
Uzodinma.
we're, we are going to discuss charter of equity. I just want you to, you know, tell me. Do you believe in the? I mean, concerning their intentions, do you think they are real in their intentions? All these 2027 election mongers, do you think they are genuine,
Yeah.
or are they just agents of distraction, probably for the government? Are they trying to distract the
Unfortunately,
people?
2027 has started. Unfortunately, 2027 has started earlier. 2027 started in 2024, and it's very, very unfortunate. In a state like Imo State, where the governor has not, it's not up to more than 13 months, and many interest groups are coming up with their own agitation for which zone that will produce the governor. This is very, it's a distraction. The governor should be allowed to govern the rest of the remaining of the 3 years. And what we're supposed to be talking about is the governor should now tamper with the electoral system and allow the state, the citizenry to elect whoever that they want to govern them. And we know that once the governor have said about the zone is coming to where the zone, they should leave everything about that and allow him to work. This is a distraction. They are trying to distract the governor to look focused. I will not. We are not supporting that. Since you said that we will talk about the zoning later, but we are not supporting people, especially from Oluzon, trying to distract the governor. They should allow the governor to work to redeem his image.
Yeah,
He has
but
only
but
barely
this in
three
this
years now
case,
to
in
work.
this case, it's not only about Oluzon. It's, I think, even the conversation started mainly from the Owerri zone axis. But the question is, shouldn't these people be talking about policies that will assist the government to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people? Shouldn't they be
That's what I've been
added
saying. The
instead
opposition
of
leaders,
talking about
we
instead
don't,
of
we don't have
talking
serious
about
opposition.
yeah.
We don't have serious opposition in the state, and these guys are not. They are not. They doesn't have the masses at heart, because what they are talking about is zoning and zoning. Who will get what? Ndolo na Sona actually hakewele nkokwa. Hakekokwa among themselves, and none of them is not talking about how they will develop the state, how they will create jobs, and how they will make the state a better place for everybody. But they are talking about who among them that will grab the power in 2027, and that is not good for the polity.
Okay, so let's talk about the charter of equity. Do you think we need that?
Yes, Charter of Equity, Governor, His Excellency, Governor Hope Uzodinma, outside government is one of the most wonderful human being I know. He's a very considerate and a man with a heart of gold. He has seen what happened from the way he came into the when into he came into government, and he wants to try to correct the mistakes. And if he correct these mistakes now, whatever grudge the Owerri zone or Mbise clan are holding against the governor, they will forgive him. The governor have approved the Imo Charter of Equity, been the Charter of Equity being mapped out by the traditional rulers and the leaders of thought in Imo State, the student bodies and the clergy, everybody, the market women, all of them came together and they approved the Imo Charter of Equity. And not only approving the Imo Charter of Equity, they approved that the Charter of Equity will start from a Owerri zone, probably to right the wrong. And again, Owerri zone is the least zone in Imo State that have produced the least number of governors since the creation of of the state. The first attempt we had in Owerri zone had in producing the governor ended in a disaster when Evans and when the military took over the government, and Evans and when couldn't finish his tenure. Then making Heda came again, and within 7 months, the Supreme Court did what they did, and the Owerri zone has been shortchanged again. And 2027, the governor being a gentleman and a human being, most of his friends are from Owerri zone. He know that Owerri zone has been helping him right from before he became the governor, and he wants to pay back what the injustice they are doing to Owerri zone. Owerri zone is like Igbos in the southeast. So this is the right time. 2027 is the right time to right the wrong that has been meted to Owerri zone. So Okigwe zone should put down for now. After Owerri zone, Okigwe zone will take over. Then we'll make sure that the charter of equity is strictly adhered to the letter.
Okay, but some would actually disagree with you. They will say, I mean, when did the governor become this saintly, person that you're trying to picture him to be? Because after all, he knew about the injustices and power sharing arrangements in the states. This charter of equity has been touted before now, and the governor went against it to become the governor in violation of all those moral, conventions. And then also from the analysis you've given us so far about his governance, it does not show um, quite a wonderful person like you've just said now. So many people will argue. They will say this is hypocrisy from the governor because you violated the rules, you violated the convention, you went against natural justice or social justice, you know, and now he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Something you're guilty of, and you want to preach against it. I mean, how does it work? Can this make people to
Okay.
believe him?
Okay. Let me tell you, the governor didn't commit any crime. There was power play, and I would in 2019, Governor Hope Uzodinma maybe contested for the sake of contesting to stop Governor Rochas Okorocha from imposing his in-law. His target and his mission was to stop Rochas Okorocha, but along the line there was a power play that favored him, which anybody can play and win the power play. And besides, there was no there have been never a time a governor of Imo State endorsed the power of equity. This is the first time a sitting governor of the state will endorse the charter of equity. And once we have a governor who had the authority as the father of the whole state endorse and
Achiko
sign
Udenwa,
such a power,
Achiko Udenwa,
a very big
Achiko Udenwa,
document.
Achike Udenwa in 2007 did endorse the Charter of Equity, and it went to Okigwe zone. Even Ikedo
Okay.
Hakim also
Okigwe,
Ikedo Hakim also endorsed it and contested for second tenure. He was a governor.
no, we have if they have spoiled they have since our politicians have in the past, according to you now, violated the charter of equity. We're not going to encourage a continuous sabotaging of the charter of equity. It doesn't make sense that every governor, every 4 years or every 8 years, a new governor will come. One of the best the best policies he will come up with is a charter of equity. At the end of the day, the charter of equity will not see the light of the day. If Governor Hope Uzodinma will have the political power and the willpower to pursue this power of equity to the letter, and if this is the first time it is being enshrined that a particular zone will start the power of equity in 2027, the present power of equity now is stated that
You mean
Owerri zone will start
Charter of
from
Equity?
2027. Then after Owerri zone,
Charter of Equity.
come
Yeah.
again.
Go on. Charter of Equity.
Yeah, charter of equity. That's what I'm telling. Excuse me. That's what I'm telling you. That a zone should the charter of equity, according to the one the governor signed, stated that a zone should start in 2027. And then all the host, everybody, the traditional rulers, are you going to disobey the traditional rulers? Are you going to disobey our revered traditional rulers? You disobey the governor, you disobey the traditional rulers. this is the only policy or one of the policies the governor will achieve in this tenure, everybody will be okay because it will bring sanity to the government of Imo State. The way Enugu State is being governed, it will bring development because when a governor that is not supposed to be a governor win or come to the seat, the other are given a contestant and a governorship candidate and other zone that's supposed to that have been shortchanged will not be happy with the governor. There will be acrimony. There will be disunity. Understand? But if
Okay.
we follow the tenets of power sharing, like we are known in the southeast here, it's been happening in Enugu State, and they follow it to the tenant. And when this zone is their turn to develop, to be the governor, they will be the governor. They will every contestant from all the political parties will emanate from such a zone. But in Imo State, you will see everybody. There is a lot of political rancor, enmity, to the extent that after the election, the enmity lingers.
Yeah. Okay. Let me draw your attention to this development. There are, rumors filtering out that the governor might not be totally different from his intentions might not be totally different from what we experienced under Rochas Okorocha. Rochas Okorocha wanted to hand over to his in-law, and in this situation also, people are accusing the governor of wanting to hand over to another of his in-laws, or one of his in-laws, in the person of McDonald Ebere, who is the present APC chairman in Imo State. You remember, McDonald Ebere was a local government caretaker committee chairman under Hakim, and it was alleged that Hope Uzodinma nominated him at that time. So he has always been the governor's favorite, and people are saying the governor is touting Charter of Equity now, talking about Owerri Zone now, saying he's going to start from Owerri Zone because he wants to hand over to McDonald Ebere. And they said McDonald Ebere is the man who is being favored by the governor. That's why he's doing all this. So that it's not all about justice. It's not about the people. It's about the governor's personal interest, just like Rochas had it. So, I mean, what do you say about that?
The governor of Imo State, His Excellency Hope Uzodinma, cannot hand over governor of Imo State to his in-law or his brother-in-law. It doesn't work like that. Imo State is not a traditional stool that will pass from one person to the other. The power is not
Yeah,
given.
but
The
you saw,
power is
but you
taken,
saw, but you
and
saw
I will not.
Rochas Okorocha when the issue came up like this in the first time. It was
Yes,
dismissed.
I'm
Nobody
coming.
believed it, and he
I'm coming.
became very,
I'm
very
coming.
serious
Hold on.
about it. So, don't you see such repeating
Hold
again?
on. Let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you. The governor cannot. He can only succeed in helping his preferred candidate to win the APC primary election. And to the best of my knowledge, I'm not a member of APC. So whatever they do there, and even the Supreme Court has stopped such that if you don't have a locus, you don't have to bring anything that's happened in their political party out to the court or whatever. So if APC in Imo State will allow a governor to produce their APC candidate and his McDonald, the APC present APC chairman in Imo State. So it's good for them. Then the governor should allow him to come and test his popularity with other candidates from other political parties. That's why we're asking him to allow a level playing ground. Because if you're trying to impose him to the Imo State, he will not succeed. Rochas tried it, he didn't succeed. There is no way Imo State is one person can defeat the whole of politicians and the whole of Imo Light who doesn't want you. So there is no reason, there is no way he will succeed in imposing a governor in Imo State because APC is a failure in Imo State. APC is a failure in the federal level. So on what basis will he now campaign for such a candidate? So if they bring somebody like McDonald, it's going to be an easy ride for a well-known political candidates that will come out from other political parties because if McDonald is coming to campaign based on the fact that he's related to Rochas, he's related to the governor Hope Uzodinma, he's going to end up like Uche Musa and Rochas. So if I were him, he should detach himself from the governor, or if he believes he's a good candidate, and go to another party and remove anything about Hope Uzodinma. Anyway, I learned that the gentleman is a very good guy. Like Wazuche Nwosu, personally, he's a good guy. That reminded me when I said the governor is a good man, governor is a good guy. Apart from politics, like for him to come with our policies, we have individual people that when they are, they say power corrupt and absolute power corrupt, absolutely. Like when this Hope Rochas came to to govern Imo State, he come from a private background where he helps well in the NGOs, and we believe that somebody has come to rescue the state. But when he came to the government house, he changed dramatically. So Governor Hope also don't mind individual, a person one on one is a very good person. But in government, I will not rate him because he performed. I've been missed one very. The result is very poor.
Okay.
He cannot. Such a person cannot produce his successor. So if I were him, he should rule the state for the 4 years and allow the state to be let their leader 2027 peacefully, and that history will record him good for doing that.
Okay. Our time is not on our side. We'll have like 6 minutes to end the program. But let me ask you my final question. And my final question has to do with the former governor Rochas Okorocha. When Rochas was governor for 8 years, it was like big riots, in Imo State. There were alleged cases of massive deception, by government, alleged massive looting of government treasury and all that. And when he left office, the EFCC came after him, and after a while, after the showmanship we saw with EFCC and all that, the matter seemed to have died off. Nobody's hearing anything again. Remember, in Imo State for 8 years, Imo people cried, wailed, lamented. So and now nobody hears anything again. So, I mean, is it all over? Have we just forgotten
Yeah,
about that?
yes, yes,
And
yes,
then, and
yes.
and then with what is happening now, does this also mean that at the end of this one also people just forget and that goes off? Nobody, I mean, nothing happens, no implication. So people can just keep on doing what they like and going scot free.
Okay. Like you said, there is the end of the case. The case has ended. Rochas stole the common patrimony of Imo State. He stole us dry. But unfortunately, they have done
Allegedly,
the corrective
allegedly, but it's not.
rearrangement.
Allegedly, it has not been proved already. It's
Allegedly,
allegedly.
allegedly,
Yeah.
allegedly, yeah. Unfortunately, it's party government now that it is alleged, and there is this people insinuation going on here and there that Oluzurume has called the two brothers together, most state money. Any of nothing is going to come out of it. Even the landed properties and other things, they say they collected from Rochas. Chinas Waneri, who is the Governor Hope was also the man's right hand man during his first tenure, soiled his hand on the land and other things they collected from the government. So from the previous government of Erocha Sokorocha, you can see that the noise has died, like according to you said, because they have settled it among themselves that the two of them can even nobody can even mention there is no court case. Nobody's talking about court case, Richard's court case again. The governor might have withdrawn the case without we knowing, or they would, even if they didn't withdraw it, they know how they will have their way in court that most of Rochas will not go to prison. It's a very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
Okay. Maybe we hope something is going to happen because that will really be a very bad precedence, being set because anybody can just do what he likes and then get away with it. No implications, no consequences for actions. Okay, on this note, I want to thank you, Mike Asibo, as we call you, Akubeze, for being part of this program. But in 2 minutes, before you leave, in 2 minutes, what will be your parting word to the governor, the politicians, I mean the opposition, and then the people?
Um, I will advise the governor, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, that we want him to succeed. If I were him, let him call bright. We have a bright stars in Imo State that will advise him to what they will do. Like I said earlier, that if there is a factories and industries with 10 billion naira, you will open establish in Imo State that will employ more than 2,000 Imolites. We have the road, the blueprint. People are ready to provide ideas and give solution. If the same people that advise you last 4 years are the people that are going to advise you, there is nothing to look forward to, because they misadvise you in their first tenure. So if I were you, you do away with them or constitute an economic team that will advise you to know what the 27 local governments, because 27 local governments of the state need different things, but there are some things that we need generally. And I still insist on industry, establishing industries. Then, as for opposition leaders and political parties, you have to sit up. Opposition is a responsibility. Opposition doesn't. It's not a name. It's not a title. It's a responsibility. Look at what His Excellency Peter B is doing, galvanizing the whole country. Telling when the present PC president is not doing it well, he will pinpoint the fight and tell them how to do it, or bring it to their fore, so that other people will resonate and the people will discuss it. Unlike Imo State, when there's some daddies of this world who was the governorship candidate of PDP are not saying anything. Senator Atan Achon, the governorship of Labour Party in Imo State in the last political election, they are not saying anything. Their political parties are not saying anything. And this is the first time we don't know the names of the chairman of the opposition parties. Unlike in the past, there will be press releases from either the political party chairman or the governorship candidate. But this excuse me, the present opposition leaders in Imo State are aloof.
Okay.
They are not up to task. I'm sorry, we are disappointed. And then maybe they are waiting for 2026. They start chasing shadows.
Okay, we hope there's going to be an improvement on their part, and what you have said is going to sink into their ears. But fortunately, you didn't say anything about the citizens anyway. But then, if you don't want to talk about the citizens, or if you don't have any
Yeah,
advice
no,
for
no.
the citizens,
Let me say something. Let me say something about the citizen. Let me say it as a parting shot. Let me
yeah.
say the citizens. We ask you to watch what is happening in Kenya, know how to respond to government bad policies in software and with your voice. There is some things governor can do or the president can do. You tell them that it cannot work because the power belongs to the people. Power doesn't belong to few individuals that happen to they have the opportunity of occupying various political positions. Power is transient. In the next 4 years, all of them will go back to, most of them, if they didn't do well, they will back to political oblivion. And we, the people and
Okay.
the masses, will be the one to elect a new leader.
Okay. On this note, we are going to draw the curtain for today. I want to thank you immensely for being part of this program, Prince Mike Akubeze Asibo. You have really,
Thank you so
I
much.
mean, dealt justice to the issues we've discussed today. Thank you for being our guest, and I hope that subsequently, when we invite you to the program, you're going to respond. Thank you.
Sure, sure. I will. I will. Like, oh, you're my man. You're my comrade. We started from over there now.
Okay, dear listener and dear viewer, on this note, we are, rounding off the program. I want to thank you for watching, and tell you that next week, same time, we are going to bring you another edition of the program. This is We the People Show, part of the Universal Heritage Television Niger program. Remember, USTV Niger is the premier online TV station in Imo State, and we implore you to support us. Always subscribe to our channels, both on YouTube and Facebook, and watch our videos, like our videos, and then these are the ways you can support us to keep it moving. All right, because we are bringing the TV of tomorrow for you today. Thank you and see you next time. I am Obidi Marco, your host. Until I come that time, like I usually say, Aluta continua.